Hi, boys and girls. How are you? I hope you're doing great. I hope you've had fun acting out your favorite parts of books and thinking what the characters might do and say and adding that and using your own imaginations. So, today, what we're going to do is we're going to really think about, as we read a story, how other people might see the character differently than we do. So, we're going to see if there's more than one way to see the character. We're going to listen to part of this story about Penny and her marble and think about maybe different ways we can see the character Penny. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start it.
Penny was pushing her doll, Rose, in her stroller. They went back and forth on the front sidewalk. "Only go as far as Mrs. Goodwin's house," called Mama. Penny pretended they were in a big city. "Look at the tall buildings, Rose," said Penny. When they got to Mrs. Goodwin's house, they turned around, and then Penny pretended they were in a forest. "I hope we don't get lost in the trees, Rose," she said. They went back and forth again and again. Now Penny pretended they were flying in a plane. "Everything looks so tiny from up here," said Penny. Just then, Penny saw something on Mrs. Goodwin's lawn. It glinted in the sun. It was a marble, a big shiny blue marble. "It can't be Mrs. Goodwin's," thought Penny. "She is too old to play with a marble." Penny bent down to get a better look. The marble seemed to say, "Take me home." Penny looked around. No one was watching. Penny picked up the marble. She put the marble in her pocket. Then Penny raced home with Rose.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there, boys and girls. So let's think about how we can view Penny back here in different places as what you could think about her that would be different. I would think at one point, you would think that Penny's a really good big sister to play with her little sister up and down the sidewalk, and she was listening to what her mom said. So I think she's a good girl there. Now, the next thing I could think about Penny is she was playing. Remember, she imagined things. So another person might say, Penny has a big imagination and she's not really paying attention to her sister and playing what her sister would want. She's in her own world. She's in her own imagination. And then we see that Penny finds a marble in her neighbor's yard and she takes the marble. So could we think differently about this event in the book? We might think that Penny's stealing because Penny's taking the marble from her yard, from the neighbor's yard, and she looked to make sure no one was watching. We also might think that Penny's being helpful, that she's going to take the marble home so her mother can give it to her neighbor. And she's obeying her mother by not going further than her neighbor's house. So maybe you think she's a good girl and doing something nice. So boys and girls, do you see how I can read a book and think about what a character does? And I might have more than one idea about what the character is doing. So that's what you're going to do today is you're going to read your book and you're going to think, can I believe more than one thing about my character? Might someone else feel differently about my character? So you're going to think if you can think of one or two things that people might believe about your character in your book that's true, that you feel is true. Different things, right? I can take the same book and the same character because you add your mind in it and your emotions and your feelings, and you might read it and another person might read the same story and feel very differently about that character. See if you can do that, boys and girls, like read with different eyes.